Blessings and welcome.
Hey, my dear.
Hello. I'm so excited to do this beautiful reading for you today. And you'll have access to this, which is the cool thing, because this is going to be a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just asking you if you are open and excited to learn today and to integrate this so you can experiment to see how this serves you in your life.
Yes, I am.
Awesome. So today we're going to do a human design reading specifically for you based on the time and place of birth. So basically when you're decided to reincarnate into this physical body, and 88 days before that, which is the prenatal, is what we take into consideration when we do this reading. So this is why I asked you for your date of birth and precise time of birth and precise place. Chart. Let me just backtrack real quick. What human design is, it puts together two different types of sciences. The ancient observational system of astrology, the Chinese I Ching, the Hindu chakras, and the tree of life from the Zohar Kabbalistic tradition. In addition to the contemporary discipline of quantum mechanics, astronomy, genetics, and biochemistry. So it puts all of this together and doesn't actually ask you to believe in anything. It just gives you an opportunity to explore and experiment with the mechanics of your own nature and your evolving consciousness based on the precise time, moment, and space that you've decided to get a physical body. Wow. So your soul has decided to come at a very specific time, in a very specific place, for a very specific reason. And that is what, are you with me?
Oh, yes, I am.
And that is your identity. The sense of the reason why you decided to come has been predetermined before prenatal, before you were born, 88 degrees of an arc, or 88 days prior to your birth. So everything that happened prior to your birth has developed your sense of identity, and that is what actually runs the show and determines your purpose, not the things that you have been taught to believe on personality level, which you are aware of. So today we're going to go deep into the energy type that you are. There's 4 energetic types, which is manifestors, generators, projectors, and reflectors. You are a manifestor, and that is only 9% of the entire population of the world, which makes you obviously very, very, very powerful and very needed, because the rest, the 91% of the world needs you. And what a manifestor is the initiator. You are the one that makes things happen because of your aura. And any form of control from others can lead to anger in the manifestor. So manifestors, your job is to learn how to communicate what you intend to do to people who are going to be able to impact what you're about to do by their actions. So through this communication, they can greatly reduce the resistance they usually experience when manifesting. You have an emotional authority. So your navigation through life is to learn how to understand your emotions. People with emotional authority must make decisions when they are emotionally clear. And this, of course, sometimes takes time, and they should never make spontaneous decisions for important things. And they should learn the greatest, the best saying for themselves is I'm going to sleep on it. So the emotional wave, it goes up and down, back and forth, and it provides an incredible depth and insight to everything that happens around you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good idea for you because you have an emotional authority. That's your navigation system to postpone big decision making until you understand how you feel about them.
That's so good to hear.
Mm-hmm. So you are a single definition. And I'll explain what a single definition is. As if you'd like, you could follow along that picture of the chart that I gave you, and you can see this, what I'm talking about at the top. Where your name is, and then the word manifestor, and then emotional authority, and then single definition. So since you have a single definition, you are self-contained. Because your definition forms a single, continuous, constant, and reliable source of energy. So you can have a singular point of focus, and you don't need the same need to reflect different past aspects of yourself as some people that have split definitions.
I did not understand the last part.
So,
what decision?
Yeah.
Definition?
So when you have a singular point of focus, you run smoothly. You don't need to reflect on different aspects of yourself. People that have split definition need a different, reflection through different people, through different ideas. But you, with a singular point of focus, you have a singular definition, which is you don't need to do reflection from different points of view.
Oh, that's great news.
Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you so much. Because sometimes, Dasha, I'm between people and I am so ahead and I hear their advice, but I'm like, no, I passed that. I actually have a better idea and I know exactly what to do next. Yeah. But I have that fear in my mind is like, don't risk it fast. But now you're actually making me more connected to my gut and to that voice who knows exactly what to do next. Just knows it. It's very clear and in a very calm, confident, leadership way. This is the way. I can even hear it. Turn right.
Yeah.
It's very confident.
So you have such a strong, powerful design. This is the strongest and most powerful design I have ever seen so far.
Oh, I love you.
Because you have 7 defined centers out of 9, which means that the things that come to you come from source and they are your own and they are the truth. You don't get confused by the opinions of others because you are so well connected to lead. You are completely connected to source. Your heart center is defined, which means you feel and experience love in exactly the same way, no matter who you are around. Yeah. So let's keep going.
Yes.
I know this is a lot, but you'll have access to it later, so you'll be able to really listen to it. You're 5'1", so you're a heretical investigator. So you're consciously looking for practical knowledge, and you have great interpersonal skills. You're subconsciously investigating and building a solid foundation.
That's so true.
I'm always planning.
Fifth line people have excellent interpersonal skills. They are the ruling line. However, others don't see them as such. Others see line 5 as the people that they want to see. The father, the lover, the worker, etc. So fifth line people, you can influence anybody. And typically you influence strangers and people you don't know more than you influence people that you do know.
Mm.
So I'm line 4, which means I only influence people that I already know. You influence complete strangers everywhere that you go.
Mm.
This is why releasing and letting go from the people that you're trying to influence that perhaps may be in your close circle is closing you off to the opportunities of going out and about and influencing strangers.
That is so true.
So the 5th line people are meant to make a huge impact on a large number of people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the 5th line is. And then the first line, which is what runs in the background, is you are an investigator.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're asking questions and constantly inquiring, you are building a foundation to step on.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
A lot of questions, and you go into the detail of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I am never shy to go into the deeper root detail of the problem. Never scared.
Beautiful. So this first line, the work with people typically study a lot beforehand by taking classes and participating in seminars and workshops. This makes them feel comfortable if they investigate because they need to know a lot of detail about a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
There's 5-1, which means a heretical investigator. So meant to lead a lot of people, particularly strangers, and investigate and learn everything beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 centers defined, as mentioned, if you're looking at the picture, which means that through these centers, all the ideas and things that you have coming to you are your own. They're the truth. They're not anybody else's, and you don't need anybody else to complete these.
Wow. And where are these 7s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah, the colorful one.
Yes. So these are so starting from the top, this is your head center, and that's defined. The head center is your source of inspiration. You also get mental pressure and anxiety. This is one of the 2 pressure centers in the body.
Mm-hmm.
The defined head center is under pressure to think all the time. And it has the ability to be inspirational.
Mm-hmm.
This center is not designed to do anything. All thoughts, inspirations, and ideas coming from it are for the benefits of other people. People with this defined head center should listen to their other defined centers and understand that they shouldn't analyze their own life. They should just live it.
Mm.
So you know how we get excited to create different projects, like having a movie and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
This is a dream that excites many, not just you. And many would be honored to be part of that because of how exciting that is. This is why your source of inspiration and initiation, it's coming for us. It's coming for the benefit of all of us. Because if you go say, okay, I'm going to go make this movie, it's about me, I'm a star, 91, you're not giving jobs and a part to play for 91% of the population. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you don't have to think of it as billions of people. You could just think of it just as a little puzzle, because the right people will come play with you. But if you don't, because you're the initiator, if you don't give everybody their jobs to play, then none of us can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's your source of inspiration is your own. It's the truth. It's coming from source. The next gate is the Ajna center, which is the green one you see right there. Is your center of analytical thinking. It measures, categorizes, and divides and conquers. So the defined Ajna center has a consistent and reliable way in which you process information. It feels certain of its opinions, concepts, and theories, and can influence how other people think. That is what makes you a really strong and powerful leader. When you understand and really embody that fully, that your ideas and inspiration and analytical thinking, they are the creme de la crop. They are the absolute total truth. So similarly, the head center, it's not designed to do anything. The analysis for the benefit is for other people. So life is not about being analyzed, it should just be lived. So both of these centers is for other people.
I have one comment on saying that I am the initiator. I come up with the ideas, but I should not make it around me. Otherwise, no one is going to work with me. No one is going to want to play with me, right?
Well, it's about, so the inspiration comes from you. You are the initiator.
Got it. Okay.
You don't have to say that this is for me. You
yeah.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
So let's say becoming a star. Let's say you're like, okay, this is going to be a movie about a star, like A Star is Born, like Watch the Star is Born. This is going to be a movie about a star is born. Like, okay, who wants to create a movie with me about a star is born? You come to me, you come to these people like, oh my God, this is exciting. You don't know how this is going to turn out. You, of course, feel like through the singing, you've been able to unleash yourself. But it doesn't mean that it's going to go exactly as you plan. You've got this inspiration, this idea, and you're the first one. You're the one to tell everybody, hey, like, I'm having a mastermind where I'm going to gather 20 people, and we're all going to figure out how this is going to play out for this creme de la crop prize, which is, this is going to be a multi-million, billion-dollar film. Because I had this inspiration, and I know this has happened. Now come in to play with me.
Oh, what a relief. Yes. Because all the projects that I started is always, the source is me and my own life struggle, my own life story, but then I shape it around universal knowledge and universal again. And
yes,
it really brought so many people around it.
Yes. Because when you say, hey guys, like, wow, like music really saved me. Like I want to make a movie about how tuning into my voice, how that really saved my life. Like, okay, now you think my is you, but really my is universal, right? So who else feels that they've had the same experience? Hey, like, it feels like you also unleashed your voice, didn't you? Okay, how'd you like this? Yeah. Do we know what part we're going to play? Not yet. We'll figure it out as we go. Do we know who's going to play which part? No. All we know is that we both have been transformed by unleashing our voice, and now we have this common goal, which is to broaden to the world that if they unleash their voice, that they will free themselves. But if I want to make this movie, I can't initiate anything. I can't. I'm a projector. You initiating everything will make everything work. Nobody can initiate but you. You say there's going to be 20 people at this mastermind that is going to be directed toward this movie. You say you're showing up, you're showing up, you're showing up, you're showing up, and we are your willing soldiers because you are the initiator, you're the leader, you're the first of the line. None of us know which part we're going to play. Your aura, your energy just summons forth all the willing components. When you say, I've had this like this is coming to me from source, I feel like you're in it. Okay. I feel like you're supposed to be part of it. Okay. You're supposed to be part of it. Okay.
Thank you.
You're creating a movement around the project that you're making. Bigger than you. Because your defined centers, for majority of the people, are not defined.
Yeah.
This is the reason why it's coming to you. This is inspiration coming inspired from spirit, and now you get to tell us about it. Get us excited, and whoever is coming to you through your inspiration that's supposed to be part of it, you pull them, and you tell them about it. And you don't know how it's going to turn out. All you know is that it's coming to you, and that's the truth.
That is so me. Seriously, I'm like, I just know it's right. I don't know why, but I know this is the right way.
now you know that this is the absolute truth. This is that you are as connected as you could be. Now you just have to learn how to play just your part. Let everyone else play theirs. Yes. So these two centers are defined. Going down, you see the square, that's your throat center. That governs your communication. So it has to, all information has to come through your throat to become reality. So when you say, Dasha, XYZ, XYZ, you guys are going to be part of this. This, you communicating these words, has made it real. There is no question. There's no, oh, would you like to be part of this? So people with a defined throat can share who they are via the center, and depending on the connected center, the energy can be expressed mentally, emotionally, spontaneously, etc. The next one down is your identity center, which I was talking about earlier. Your identity is all about love and the self. And this is that yellow center that's like right in the middle. That's the middle. It's the magnetic monopole. And people with a defined identity center have a consistent and reliable sense of who they are. Your identity, or how you know yourself and experience love, does not depend on the people you're around. You experience love in a consistent way, no matter what type of experience you have. So you have a direct connection with Source and the ability to feel love, which makes you even more powerful leader because you're leading from a place of love. Real, genuine love connected to spirit. And you know that that is truth because that is who you are and that's defined. Now, the person that even came up with all of this is a manifestor. The person that had this download and transcribed it is a manifestor. This entire knowledge of human design. But he wasn't the one that transcribed it. I'm sorry. He hired a manifesting generator to write and do everything. He is the one that had the inspiration, the idea, the understandings that were coming to him through spirit. So that's how powerful manifestors are. But then they give the jobs and the legwork to others, like manifesting generators or generators who are 70% of the population, who are the life force. And then there's me, projector, the one that connects it all. Just guides, okay, these are going to be connected with these. Oh, investments, like has intuitive ideas of how things are connected and how to help people step into their best selves. So, okay, The next one to the right, as you see, that's your heart, your ego, the little red triangle. And this is your willpower and courage. This is one of the 4 motors, and it's related to material survival, can be possessive, and ensure the survival of the family and the tribe. The defined heart center is a consistent source of willful energy. People with defined heart center can reliably make promises and deliver on those promises. They may appear arrogant to some people who don't have the center defined.
Yes, thank you so much.
I can relate because I also have it defined, and sometimes how we speak and everything may appear arrogant, but that is just of our willpower. And people, when they don't have it, they experience us in such a different way because the way that we feel, the persistence, the drive, they don't have it. So imagine you didn't have that feeling. If you were looking out from the outside, how that would look.
Well, knowing that I do the same, I would trust them because I know if I promise something, I will do it no matter what.
But if the people don't have the center defined, they don't have the ability to finish their projects. They have the willpower and courage. So when they're looking at us from the outside, they think, "Oh my God, like this girl is so pushy," or understand what it takes and how it feels to have the willpower and persistence to keep going forward no matter what happens. This is why they need us. To keep going, to not stop, to lead a project to completeness. So those that look from the outside, they judge, but those who begin to understand that they need us, they work with us. Does that make sense?
Oh, that is so true. That is so true. Like most of my relationships, I build it around that. I'm like, at the beginning, I'm like, I promise I will do that. And they're like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. And then by days, months, year, I have really loyal friends who really believe in me. Even when I just say, I have a new idea, they're like, okay, we're supporting you right away because they've seen my process and they've seen how I finish things. You're actually making me think.
So now the next step of this idea, and here is the part you're going to play. So now it's no longer just about your ideas. You're also tuning into a step further to the people that come to you intuitively. And if it could be some strangers that you're just meeting. You're like, whoa, like I have this feeling that I need to tell you about this. Trust that.
Oh, I've been doing it like recently, and I thought I was crazy. Or like,
this is who you are.
Oh, Dasha, my eyes, my body. I feel like I see more light. You know? Oh,
yes. You know how strong you are.
You have no idea who you are in my life. You have no idea.
You have the strength to have a conversation with somebody for a few minutes and get $1 million from them for an investment for a movie.
That's what I was thinking about.
This is how powerful you are. And then you get to call for everybody else. So now they're playing a part. Now you're like, Dasha, you're playing a part. You're playing a part. Like you get to point out. And we say yes because you are the only initiator here. So the way that the generators and manifesting generators work, their strategy is to respond. So when yours is initiate, mine is guide, generators respond. So you get to go to all generators out there, whoever you resonate with, brand new people, And you get to tell them about it. And they intuitively get to, based on their authority, get to respond if they want to be part of this or no.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting. They're sitting and waiting until you come to them.
Mm-hmm.
They can't come to you.
Mm.
Like you get to go say and vocalize, we need $1 million. I'm coming up with a number. $1 million to make this movie possible. And the more people you talk to about it, you can talk to a few generators. They get to respond. Okay, $1 million. How are we going to do this? Who's going to do it? You don't get to play all the parts.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Makes total sense, my dear.
So you have willpower. Those who do not need you. And that is what helps them help willpower. As a result of being with you, this is why when people put money into projects, their energy, they are receiving from you in return so much more.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's only one you.
Mm-hmm.
And you are the minority of the population. So if you look down to the right, the triangle on the right side, that is your emotional center. We already talked about it, and you can't make automatic decisions, especially if they are important big decisions, because the chemicals produced by your emotions are stronger than your intuition and your thought process. So along with the inspirational ideas that you get, you also get to sleep on them to make sure. So, for example, you could have many different ideas that come to you, but when you sleep on it and have your vision board very specific, and we'll talk about that soon, you and I, both manifestors and projectors, have to have a very specific vision as opposed to generators who's more general. When you have your specific vision and you based on your inspirations, then you get to sleep on them to decide which one of those is actually the one based on your emotions.
I think I mastered that recently because of your course, by the way.
I love you.
Oh, I love you more. Yeah.
This is so great. I'm so excited for you. Actually for all of us.
I was just gonna say I'm excited for us. For us.
So the left side right there is your spleen, which is associated with your immune system and spontaneous intuition. It is your oldest and most primal awareness, and it only works in the now. So you sometimes have a really subtle voice that comes from within. But you do not make spontaneous decisions. That's the only difference. Even when you have the intuition come, because your emotions are your authority, as you can see on the top left. So I get to make spontaneous decisions based on spleen in the second. I know if something is a yes, no before somebody even finished their sentence. You get to actually wait and let your emotions ride their course until you make the decision.
Got it. I'm still working on.
So yours is more of a process. That you have to learn how. Well, experiment with it, right? This is just an experiment, right? You experiment to see if this makes your life easier and more enjoyable, and then you can tell people about it. This is just an experiment. So, can we go a little bit deeper? You have a little bit more?
Yes.
Okay, so now we're going to go into another one of my resources.
By the way, what are these numbers that are in blue? Like, why are they in blue?
Yes, that's actually for the second session.
Okay.
But I told you that there's so much here. There is.
Okay.
So the blue ones are aspects of your personality. There's so much. This is hours and hours and hours of explanation. It took me already like close to a year studying this to understand all of it. But really 7 years to master. So I'm by no means a master. I'm only sharing the amount of knowledge that I've learned from the books and the two apps I've been using. But the blue is aspects of your personality that you're aware of, which are your gates, and that's something that we'll go deeper in the next session. But they are aspects of you that you are aware of, but they're not the aspects of you that actually maneuver you through everyday life. What actually runs the show is your design, which is the red, and that's your inheritance, and you can't access this consciously. And that's what actually controls your life. And this is what you've received prenatal, 88 degrees from the sun, 88 days prior to your birth. Your design was formed. And that is the driver of your life, your design, what runs underneath, as opposed to the personality, the things that you can consciously access. So your personality, who you think you are, is actually a passenger in this life. Your design, who you were born to be, that was established prenatal, 88 days before, is the driver. And your body is the vehicle. Make sense?
Yep.
So let me take a step deeper. Let me just confirm all of your information once again. So September 8th, 1988, 5:10 a.m., correct?
Yes.
In Mecca, Saudi Arabia.
Correct.
You are a manifestor, as I mentioned, with emotional intuition. That's your authority, 5-1. We already talked about that. And your strategy is to inform people. As we said, you're the initiator. You're informing people of what you're about to do and allowing for everybody to play their roles. How you know you're on the right path is peace. So we talked last time. Yes. When you find your place of Zen, that is when everything happens with ease and grace. Is that correct?
Yes. Like right now. Like I knew you are going to stay in my life because I feel so much peace around you. So much. Like I've been approached by so many manifestors, life coach, but I never felt safe. Never. And when you came into my life and you're like, I trust you, I don't know, like how you came into my life and how you embraced me, it was so different. I felt like I can be me. That's why when I said I was waiting for you, I meant it. I really meant it. Like I was really waiting for you. I know that I had so many problems in my voice, and part of it is like I was waiting for people like you to tell me that I'm not crazy, that everything that's happening in my head is actually designed. I am designed to be like this. And I know that I can just look for someone and make them tell me this. But I was waiting for the right music, the music that comes from your voice, the melody that I feel from your energy.
The reason why you can see me is because you understand who I am.
Yes, I do.
I saw that from the beginning, and you were able to look and be like, hey, can you guide? And I was like, yeah. And the energies just danced together from the very beginning. But if you weren't able to see me, then I wouldn't have been able to play my part. But because you could see me, you allowed for me to blossom and give to you back who you are. Hence, a projector. Project back to you who you are, your source power. Hence, the way that you're speaking now is from a place of certainty, with confidence. You're dancing. You know who you are, and you don't care what happens around. You're feeling in your body. You're trusting. You're stepping into it fully.
And I don't show it to everyone, Dasha. I don't. Because you also said it, that I react from emotions, and emotions are very strong. And I feel sometimes people, when they see my truth, they're hungry. They want to eat it. They want to suck it. And when I feel that, I just don't show it. I just act like I'm a person who has no idea why they are here. Really, it's like a mask, or it's like a hijab, or like a veil that I wear. It's like a part of my mechanism to survive. Because I learned, if I always show my power all the time, there are people who are really angry around it. They don't like it.
Okay.
And one of the reasons, if you think about it, in the world that we're living right now, is because I'm a woman, and I know exactly what I want to do, and I know how to lead, and I know how to ask. But I'm not even scared.
It's not only that. They also don't have those centers defined. So once it's not yours, what they are doing is not to you, and you become strong enough to let them ride their wave, they will help you rise.
Say that one more time.
You have 7 out of 9 centers defined, which means you have the connection with Source. This is yours. This is truth. Most people, I've never seen a design that was as powerful as yours. They don't have the centers defined. Hence, they don't feel as strong and as confident as you are. They need you. But it's going to take them a minute
I see.
to understand that you are going to keep going no matter what.
I see.
Because if you let their stories get to you, you never fully step into your power as the leader that you are born to be. And lead. Like if there are 200 people in the audience, but 1 or 2 are having a bad time, if you allow for the 1, 2 to get to you, instead of continuing to cater to the 198 whose lives are transformed as a result of you speaking, then the 198 are not going to get the benefit.
Wow. Okay. You got it.
Your life purpose, what you came here to do and accomplish in this life, left angle cross of Dominion 2, 64/63, 45/26. Those are the lines. You don't need to know what they mean now. But your life purpose is to step into power and authority. So every human lifetime has a different theme. Your life theme describes the main energy you're meant to bring into everything you do. It's called a theme because it means to run through all the areas, because it's meant to run through all the areas of your life. The same mix of skills and essence will bring you success and alignment, whether you're at home, with your friends, at work, or even in a grocery store. When you live according to your life theme, that's when you know you're on the road to your purpose. So as far as the universe is concerned, your purpose is not just achieved at work. The universe doesn't compartmentalize. It wants to see you sharing your specific essence everywhere you go. When you bring your essence to the table, you signal to the universe and the people around that you're being who you're meant to be. This is when people gravitate towards you the most, when opportunities and synchronicities flood to you because you're simply being the person you came here to be 100% of the time. so that all the good things that are meant for you can finally fit. So the part you agreed to play in this lifetime was one of authority, specifically one where you are helping shape other people's thoughts and logic, because those are the biggest gifts you came here to share. Let me repeat that for you. Specifically, you are here to help people shape their thoughts and logic, because those are your biggest gifts. That's what you came here to share. Thoughts and logic. You need to understand that you being in position of power or influence will actually benefit other people. And in order to do this and do it right, you got to get rid of the idea that being in a powerful position is somehow egotistical, oppressive, or makes you luckier or better off than anyone else. As long as you have the intention to serve others and play your part by doing what you're uniquely qualified to do, that by being you, you assist everyone else in their perfect life path too. So don't question your authority. It's your biggest divine duty. Accept it, embrace it, and use it to share your gift. Are you with me?
I am so with you. I am more at peace right now. Like I'm calmer. Like I'm more into my skin.
So your specific form of manifestation, would you like to know what that is? It's specific. This is the way that you bring things that you want into reality. You're designed to manifest in a specific way, which means things come to you quickest when you are very detailed and clear about exactly what you want. For example, if you know you want a house with a front porch, marble kitchen, whatever it is, and in a specific area of town, don't ignore those things. Those details are just in your mind, for a specific reason. So anything that's coming, the universe is dropping them into your mind as signs guiding you to what's right for you. So if it's a house, for example, when you see that house that meets all these criteria, you'll know it's meant for you and there's no mistake. Or let's say you're motivated for your movie or whatever it is. You have to make the vision on your vision board so specific so that when you walk in to talk to a person, this may not even be a studio, nothing, that you will know that you've already been there.
By the way, I learned that recently because of your course. Thank you so much.
You're more powerful than you know. And the more specific now you become with your visioning, the easier it will be for you to recognize when your vision has become alive. Because the vision that comes to you through your inspiration is the same thing that's going to be projected to you in your external world. That you would not recognize it unless you spend time dreaming and creating it in a very precise way. So give you an example. Let's say you decide, okay, I want to speak on that stage because I want to recruit people for this movie because XYZ changed my life. Let's say you decide to create an event where there's a fashion show and there's music and your motivation for that event is to recruit people to be on the movement to make a movie with you. So let's say you create that vision. Are you with me?
Oh, I am.
And now you're like, okay, how do I need to make a specific vision on my vision board so that I can really embody that which I'm specifically dreaming of? Okay, I need to find a picture of a stage. Okay, let me find a picture of a stage that I'm speaking on. I know that I'm the leader. Okay, I take that. I will be the one speaking. I take that. I'm the initiator. Okay. Let me find a very precise picture of a stage. Let me see what would it look like from the other end when I'm on the stage looking at the audience. So you find these images, because then you proceed going through life and you will find yourself standing on that stage and you're like, oh my God, this is the one. This is the one. So you become a vibrational match with a specific vision by creating your vision because it's specific. And then you will see that you are in the center of your vision. And you'll know it. This is why the most powerful thing that you can do is to spend time to make that vision so precise that when you are standing next to that person, you will feel and know that you are already there, that this is it. And the same thing goes with if you come up with a number that needs to be in the bank account and the reasons why, and everything that's coming to you from inspiration when it comes to that has to be on your vision board, because then you will know to even ask a specific person or that specific place, because you will know that's meant for you because you created it.
Mm. Mm.
But it has to be specific for you and me, for both manifestors and projectors. The vision has to be precise. Time, space, place, a vision of the people.
Mm.
So if, for example, let's say your intuition is saying, I'm going to be in a conference room and I'm going to call forth 12 people who are going to help me create this, then you got to find a picture of you, like from your point of view in that conference room, and with people sitting across the table, and you write like little notes. This is going to be investors. This is going to be producers. You create that image, because then the universe will guide you to be that person in the front of the room, creating that space for this project. Or it can go as simple as that dream job. That's how precise you have to be about it. And you'll continue to create, but your point of focus will go where you put your attention to now. So let's say for now, it's that job. You got to find an image of what it looks like from your point of view being interviewed at that office.
I actually have some news about that.
Yeah? Well, let's wait after this. Is that okay?
Yeah.
For the recording. So remember this, though. Mm-hmm. Okay, so does that make sense about the specific manifesting? The more specific, the better. The last few things I wanted to share for this session was how your digestion works. So the best way that you're designed to eat is high sound. Your system needs stimulation from sound to prepare it to digest food or take in information. Your digestion is best when you have sound around you, whether it's a TV, music, podcast, or conversations. For this, in restaurants can be helpful, and this just goes to prove that sometimes eating in front of the TV is very spiritual, aligned, healthy thing to do. So throw out the idea that it's not good, that you need to eat in a calm and mindful space. For you, the best thing might be eating in front of the TV. Find that sound that suits you. All you have to do is decide what type of sound suits you. It's all about what sound makes you feel most connected to you, what sounds makes you feel like yourself. Surround yourself with those and throw out any that do not. Just play with different options and pay attention to what feels good to you. So there's no right or wrong here. You might be a high sound person who loves the sound of nature playing, or you might love standing over a kitchen sink. Or you may like TV, or you may like rock. It's different for each person, but your body needs some kind of stimulation to work. So you could even do a little bit of dance while you're eating.
I actually do that sometimes.
Me too. So yeah, for you, some kind of audio stimulation, podcasts, audiobooks, sound of the faucet, sound, nature sounds, whatever works for you, but it's needed for your system to work. Your eating patterns. So your brain is very active, so it uses up a lot of your daily calorie intake. So if you want to do a fast, be sure not to undereat, simply for the reason that it will hinder the development of your genius for that day if you...
Makes sense. Makes sense why I need to have music or sound, because when I am eating in a quiet space, I feel that I need to eat fast so I can go and do something else. And you're making me remember when I have a TV or like music playing, I actually eat slower and I enjoy my meal and the taste. I even like taste every ingredient. Like I enjoy the whole meal when there is music, because my brain shifts into a state that I'm actually being productive while I'm eating.
Yes. Because your brain is so active for the benefit of people, the only way to switch focus is to have something in the background, so that way you are not focusing on helping other people or going on to the next thing to help other people.
Exactly.
So you also do well consistently, meaning that your food regime should look the same or similar from one day to the next. So, for example, if you decide you're doing a fruit-based breakfast, then aim to do that every morning around the same time. Consistency for you actually eliminates stress and overthinking. So when you automate it into a routine, it gives you freedom for your brain to focus on the things that actually move your life forward. Consistency. How does that feel? So your consistency.
That's something that I'm still working on.
I found. Good. And then the last and not least thing that I want to discuss today is your strongest sense. And this is considered your spidey sense. And that is, drum roll, smell.
What is it again? I did not hear you. I was so excited.
Drum roll. Smell.
Oh, yes, I read it.
Out of the 6 senses, and each one of us has one that is dominant. And it's the sense that when heightened makes you feel most alive. It's kind of like your love language with the world. Each sense has its own language. And when you speak your language, people receive your gifts the most deeply. So it makes whatever you do more effective and valuable. You also observe information from the outside. That's when you're taking it through that sense. So with your gift, energetically, the nose represents fine and accurate judgment. You are here to sniff things out. So follow the scent. Smell a rat from a mile away. Being on the nose also means that you strive for accuracy and precision. Your incredible discernment is that main thing that will help you develop your gifts. So try to be constantly developing that. You can sense when something is off. You like to sniff out the truth and separate the flowers from the weeds, no matter what area you do this for. People are looking for you to keep refining your discernment and pouring that into everything that you do, so that you could be the example for others. So you need to have a totally clear nose, literally and figuratively, in order to have the most clear insights. So anything that makes your nose blocked or stuffy will literally be stopping you from being in your genius. And you won't be able to hit the nail on the head in the way that you have the ability to do with a clear nose. So pay attention to what foods, substances, and fragrances clog up your nose. Feeling like you can breathe big and open breaths creates a clear channel for you to be in your brilliance. So you know that face that you make when something, you like crunch your face when something doesn't smell right? So that energy you'll feel when you encounter something that's not right for you from an outside situation. Like smell rotten. But don't be afraid to be picky. You're not meant to accept and like everyone and everything. Remember, people will be coming to you to tell them what's good, right, helpful, relevant, and true. So in your personal life, because clarity is so important to you, in your relationships, you hate being lied to or things being hidden from you. Clarity and honesty is extra important. And discussing interesting topics with others to refine what you think about things, whether good or bad, right or wrong, is fun for you. So it's actually good for you to get involved in healthy debates, healthy disagreements, and to soak up many different viewpoints because it helps you refine your own. You love people that are engaged with the world and expressing their viewpoints because it gets you into your zone of genius.
People like you, by the way.
Thank you, love. So try to create a practice of deep breathing, unless you haven't yet. And I don't know if I sent you, but I should probably put that into the course, that breath work, that DMT breath work I made.
Oh, the one that you shared with me?
I haven't. I don't think I've really shared it with many people yet. So breath work is important for you, whether it's formal, like a breath work ritual, or just reminding yourself through the day to breathe deeply. This is going to be your energetic tune-up. And I'm feeling this intuition to say that I hope that you can implement this into your not only your daily routine, the breath work, but also if you end up having any meetings or events that you're going to, that you would either participate, but preferably lead something that has to do with breath work, because it's your strongest. So it's one of your gifts as a leader. So I hope that you can incorporate that into everything that you do.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So is that it, or do you want to share something else?
Let me just finish. So scented candles and specific smells are very important for you. Make sure you stay away from anything that has the word fragrance in it, because you don't use anything that is artificially made or supernatural. Use everything that's natural, and use oils instead of perfumes. I don't know. You probably already do that. Just wanted to make sure I say that, because natural is very important for your nose. And when you're preparing food, make sure that you smell everything, because your smell is most important. So you basically smell everything that you're going to eat, because it's going to prepare your metabolism as well as other noise. And that is it for our first session of the Human Design reading for you, my beautiful Manifestor. Woo!
We did it! Yay!
Yeah. How was that?
Wow.
How was that? Was that powerful for you?
It was very, very, very on point.